And I find this a problem. They're often, I don't know if this has crept into business, but they're often slow to respond and don't move to your time frame. How do you bring clients along with you to get things done and they don't get so things don't get stuck?
Yeah, that's a good one. Think, that even in a role where you're managing a project, you need to have sponsors. So there needs to be a clear priority of what you're doing is a priority for them and for the business. Um, so once you've kind of identified sponsors, culture is a big part of it as well, I think. Um, you need people who uh, are going to champion the initiative, champion you, and you're not seen as an outsider. So you try to integrate yourself as much as possible, and you enable the group to do it. So we don't have an army of consultants or anybody coming in. You're looking at the strategy, looking at the people, looking at the leadership groups, and you're trying to, depending on what the challenge is. Normally, there's many challenges, never just kind of one, and they tend to be interrelated. Um, that you first of all, yeah, people can see the benefit of doing what you're doing, what the project is, or what the initiative is, what the change is. Getting buy-in, as I mentioned earlier, that everybody can see how they will benefit and what they contribute to it. Um, you know, Outcomes and your contribution to an outcome is really important for people in terms of self-esteem, motivation, um, loyalty. But in terms of a business's ability to develop their people, they need to be given new experiences. They need to be able to develop. On the training ground, we do it all the time in sports, and it doesn't really matter so much if you mess up. That's what training ground is there for. But you need to practice. It's the reps. You need to repeat it. You need to get better and better at it. And creating depth. You play out a position. Um, so in the business environment, that is equally important. I had the opportunity to do a number of projects and initiatives through my career that, you could work your whole career in that lane, in that function, and never be able to get to do them. Some of them were thrust upon me, yeah, maybe with a little bit of resistance or just apprehension more so. And others I grabbed with both hands and said, I want to be involved in that. That sounds brilliant. I'm going to go after that. And they're the kind of additional projects, that's outside of your lane. It's outside of your pay profile. It's outside of your bonus, whatever it is. But you're going to enjoy it. You're going to contribute. You're going to get recognition, but you're going to develop as a person, and be able to, then start a business like Curly Capital Associates. It's because I've had the career that I've had, and touched so many different things that kind of adds a lot of value to what we can bring to organizations.